Two. Hello, all. Hi, and welcome back to Actual Play. Tonight we are playing our first ever game on the show of Guns and Glamour by Mickey Schultz, who is here running it as well. I'm Sean Nittner. I use he/him pronouns, and you can find me on the Twitters and pretty much everywhere else is at Sean Nittner. I'm excited about playing a character who is very much out of her depths and over her head, trying to make a buck during Prohibition era and moving rum across the border. It sounds delightful and terrifying at the same time. So yeah, it's my first time playing, and I'm totally excited to see what the game's like. How about you, Misha?
Hi, I'm Misha B. You can find me at BG Gameworks on Twitter, at blackgirlgraymarks.com if you're looking for my website. Bless you. Yeah, I'm a gamer. I'm a designer. Me and Mickey have been playing for a couple of years in a PvP that's been going on that we never played. So now we get to bring the fairy world into a different world, and it'll be fun. How about you, Ogre?
Hi, my name is Ogre, and you can find me at Stabbing Contest on Twitter. And I'm married to Mickey. And yeah, I'm just excited to play and be here.
Hi, I'm Mickey. I wrote this, Guns and Glamour. Oh yeah, she, her pronouns. You can find me on Twitter at Geek Girls Rule. I also have a blog called geekgirlsrule.net, where I've been doing feminist critiques of nerd culture for the last more than a decade. So yeah, Guns and Glamour is my baby. It came out of a Primetime Adventures game where we decided to play fake gangsters in Chicago on HBO. And when we finished the game, it was at a meetup. Nobody wanted to quit. So basically, nice. The premise of the game is that a few years before this happened, this game is set, there was a rebellion in the Summerlands, and the refugees from the losing side came streaming through the veil, and it was closed behind them. And as the latest round of immigrants in Chicago, they are at the bottom of the rung, and they have moved into the echelons of organized crime. So, Misha, do you want to let us know what you're playing in this game?
Sure. I am playing Miracle. She's a small, adorable puka urchin. I don't know how to show you the picture, but she's cute. I promise. She's her human form is a youngish, maybe 7 or 8 year old black girl with 2 long ponytails, and her animal form is a large black lab, but bigger than a lab should be, because labs don't get that big normally. So yes, her animal form is much bigger than her small adorable human form.
Sean, what are you playing?
I'm going to be playing Ruth Elkin. She is a rum runner. I don't have an image for Ruth. I'll be working on that behind the scenes. But she's I think she's a woman in her 30s whose life fell apart. Am I stealing horribly from the Marvelous Miss Maisel? Yes, I am. And I think when her life kind of hit the fan for various reasons, she turned to she turned to the only sensible thing, which is selling booze to people who want it. So she's been around the block. She knows a thing or two. She's Mama did not raise no fool, as one of her moves suggests. Yeah. So we'll see how this all how 3 of us all come together. But that's Ruth.
All right, Ogre.
Yeah, I'm playing a dwarf trumpet player, an entertainer named Red Hot Rudy, which is sort of a shortening of Rutefunger Messing Trumpfor. I think I got it in 2. And he's a dwarf, and he is crazy good with the trumpet. He has a big following, and he's a star. That doesn't mean he isn't involved in unpleasant things, because everybody is, and everybody wants to lean on everybody else. So yeah, that's me.
Okay.
Awesome.
So one of the things I want to hit on really quick before we start playing is that character creation in this, unlike a lot of Apocalypse World games, is a two-pronged process where you choose your bloodline, human, dwarven, puka, elf, pixie, goblin, or whatever, and then you choose a profession, and then those two things come together to create your characters. Well, let's get into it. So, Rudy, you operate out of a club called Gloriana. It's run by Malcolm, who is the general of the rebellion.
Mm-hmm.
He is one of Titania's former lovers and decided that she was losing her mind and something had to be done. Sadly, he misjudged. On this side of the world, he owns a club called Gloriana, and you are currently his star attraction. He has allegiance to Al Capone and operates out of his territory. Ruth, Malcolm is one of your big customers.
Mm.
A lot of your runs from Canada are specifically to get the good stuff to Malcolm's bar. And Miracle, you hang out, and if you're doing them a lot of favors and running a lot of messages for them, they'll let you crash in the coat room overnight. And people slip you drinks all the time because that's just what they do.
Are we going to do history?
Yeah. Oh, we should do history. Yes. At least one of the two questions. Let's do this quick. Misha. So there's two questions at the bottom of your profession. One of them is ideally should be one of the other players, and the other can be an NPC or another player.
I'm gonna say who feeds you is Ruth. So Ruth gets a line on me.
Cool. What does that look like? Do we have a? Does Ruth have? I can imagine Ruth moving stuff has sort of stuff to spare. Do you come to her? Does she come to you? Or do we stay together?
So I think Miracle is actually a full-grown adult. She's just stuck in this like small child body. So maybe they are roommates.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay.
And is that feeds as in a metaphorical, like helps you out with money and things like that? Or is that like a literal, like Ruth that does the cooking?
I think it's more the metaphorical. Yeah, I said that right. Metaphorical.
Sounds good.
Like you are the one who actually has to go to the store because 7-year-old.
So I can buy booze.
Yeah.
Or I can't because nobody can. But yes, I could buy. Yeah. I could do other adult things.
Yeah. So.
All right, Misha, ask one. Or you just we just did Misha.
Yeah, that was Misha.
Do one of yours.
All right. Mine are. Sorry, I'm dancing all over the place trying to. I have. It says known associates. Who is your best customer? Is that where are we doing it? That's under Rum Runner.
Yeah.
Okay.
And yeah, I think Malcolm would probably be your best customer.
It seems like Malcolm would be my best customer. I mean, he is the number one, but I can. Ogre, I don't know what your thoughts about Red Hot Rudy. If like in bulk, clearly Malcolm is going to be like the one who does the most. Like, I mean, Malcolm is obviously buying for his whole club, but I can imagine Rudy like having special tastes maybe, and like maybe special orders.
Malcolm wants, barrels and barrels of Canadian.
Yeah.
And I want Scotch.
Yeah.
Really expensive Scotch. So I pay top dollar for that.
Hard to find.
Yeah.
Sometimes I come back with some, sometimes I don't. It depends. Right. You never know. But I think, So I'm say even though Malcolm probably makes me the most money, I think Rudy is my special customer. He's the one.
Does that give you a line on me, or does that give you a line on
that? What does that do? That gives me we take a line on each other.
Line on each other.
So you guys can rat each other out or threaten to, essentially.
Yeah.
But why would we do that?
Han?
Yeah. Okay. Who are you shielding with your connections? I think I'm shielding Malcolm.
Okay.
I'm gonna take an NPC for this.
Okay.
I've got something over Malcolm. Not got something over him, but I've got something that I'm protecting about Malcolm.
Cool.
All right. And Misha, you have one more question, I think.
Yep. Who do you run messages for? You know more than they think you do. I think I run messages for Rudy. And I take a line on them.
Okay.
All right. Okay, this is perfect, actually. For once, you guys don't have to kill the mayor or assassinate Capone. Those are my usual fallbacks for this game.
When in doubt,
When in doubt, kill the mayor.
yeah. All right. So there's I just put Ruth up, the image of her. I think that's an image of Ruth when she is as dolled up as she gets, meaning like,
oh, beautiful. Yeah.
This woman is younger looking than I think Ruth normally. Her appearance does not normally look this young, but she's very talented at dress. She's very talented at makeup and with her attire, and so she's trying to maintain the illusion that she is as young as she is. She's had a whole ass life and trying to start over again. So.
All right.
I love this picture.
It is a great picture. Hun, can you mute?
Am I?
Yeah, we're getting some feedback again.
Which is weird. We are in two separate levels of the house.
Yeah, it's just that not having headphones, sometimes the computer's mic picks up from the speaker.
Okay. All right, Miracle.
Yes.
Somebody has asked you to run some guy, some mook on the street, just, cheap suit. Looks, thick neck, looks like his middle name's The. Comes up, gives you a message to take to Rudy. Says, here's a quarter, kid. Run this to, remember, we're talking $19-20. So a quarter's a big deal.
Quarter's a big deal. That's like 7 or 8 candy bars.
I know, right? So here's a quarter, kid. You run this message to Rudy over at Malcolm's Club.
Sure. She waits till he leaves.
All right.
And then darts off to the club.
Okay.
Pops in the back
Rudy,
door.
What?
Pops in the back door.
All right. Rudy's in his he's got an apartment over the club. Malcolm likes to keep his employees close.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is it Rudy's apartment or is it Malcolm's apartment that he's letting Rudy stay in right now?
It's kind of that. It's kind of it's Rudy's space, but Malcolm's the one putting the bill for it. So his apartment's second door on the left once you go up the stairs in the backstage area.
Are you awake at this time of day, Rudy?
Honey, you're muted.
No, I am not awake.
Then she does the cat thing where she just sits on the headboard of your bed and stares at you till you wake up.
Awkward.
What are you doing?
Got a message for you.
Oh, you couldn't just slide it under the door.
Where's the fun in that?
Okay. What?
She hands it over.
Okay.
Holds out a hand.
I have a question. Did she already read it before she
That is a good question.
No, that would violate the sanctity of actually passing a message.
Cool.
Okay, Rudy, you open the message and it is O'Banion is offering an awful lot of money to lure you away from Capone's side of things.
This man, he never gives up. He walks over, he pours himself a glass of water out of the pitcher, tosses her an orange, and kind of gives it a once over.
It's a lot of money. It's at least 3 times what Malcolm's paying you.
Folds it up, tucks it under the bowl of oranges and lemons, and shoo. I gotta get dressed.
Like I haven't seen it before. But she
Get out
turns
of my
around and
room. I'm
leaves.
tired of you. I gave you an orange.
She does leave.
All right, Ruth, what are you doing right now? Are you coming back with a load? Are you?
Yeah, I think there's this old beat up truck that is it's got just a cab and a big long flatbed, right? And on the side of it is stenciled but faded some legitimate service. I think it's Elkins Towing, right? And the back of the truck has like a jack hookup, so you could tow another vehicle. And there's just a big but the bed is right now filled with something. It's all covered in a tarp. And yeah, I think she's pulling up behind Malcolm's place and honking the horn of that to get Malcolm's folks out to help her unload.
All right. Malcolm's nephew, Xavier, comes back, opens the door. Oh, good. He's been fretting about this. He's very worried that we won't have enough always. So let me get Grunt and Ice Pick Bill to give you a hand with this.
That'd be great, Xavier. And but like when he's like, he was worried, she shrugs her shoulders like, when have I ever not delivered? She's many times not delivered. She is not a reliable source. She's a good source, but not a reliable one.
Xavier just kind of shakes his head and, why don't you come on in and have a drink while the boys are unloading?
Oh, that'd be swell, Xavier. And he's young. He said it's his niece, but nephew rather. But
he's Malcolm's nephew, so he looks young, but he's she. So he's Faye. He's very tall and slender, brown hair, hazel eyes, big pointy ears.
I think
he's hot.
I think Ruth, maybe this is a bad thing to do, but that's okay because I'm playing a human who maybe not know the Fae world very well herself. She tussles his hair like when she goes by him. Right? She's like, "You're a good boy," and I'm gonna go get myself a drink. In her mind, she's a generation older than he is. She's not, but that's how she sees this. So
he just kind of shakes his head and waves you on in, and this gigantic troll comes out to start taking boxes, and this very gaunt looking gentleman with a burgundy hat walks out to stand guard by the truck while the troll is unloading.
And what's the troll's name? Xavier just said it, but of course I'm Runt.
Grunt.
Are you? Oh, nice.
URNT.
Nice. It's ironic. Oh,
and we could make it Runt if you really wanted to.
No, Grunt.
Runt. That's fantastic.
Okay, fine. Now it's Runt.
Now it's Runt. Okay.
Right. Yeah. Is Ruth the kind of person that has like stupid sass? Yeah, she's like, make sure he doesn't scratch up my sweet ride. And it's a beater ass truck, right? Like, there's nothing sweet about it. But,
Phil just looks at her and just shakes his head.
Perfect.
Humans. So yeah, inside the club, it's there's a few people moving around. You got Sweet Lou, who's one of Xavier's lieutenants, is over by the bar chatting up with one of the bar girls who's helping set up for the evening. It's probably late afternoon.
Who normally pays me? Is it Malcolm directly, or does he have somebody else do it?
It's either Xavier or Lou.
Okay. So I basically like doff my hat to Lou, just so he knows I'm here, because I'm not worried. I don't think they're gonna, Malcolm's never like done me wrong, but just the same, it's good not to forget getting paid.
Yeah. So what you having, Ruth? The bartender.
Oh, it's super early in the morning. Ruth has
It's
been.
like afternoonish,
Oh, it's afternoonish. Okay, sorry. Nevertheless, I think Ruth has been driving all night.
probably.
So she's like, uh, yeah. So she's like, whatever that, whatever the strongest, I don't know, the hip 1920s term for coffee, Joe or
Joe or
sludge.
Joe, yeah, it'd probably be
Yeah.
Joe.
Yeah. And I kind of, she sort of rubs her temples and she's like, better make it an Irish Joe. And, I know you got plenty now.
He's like, yeah, sure, no problem. I'll Irish that up for you. And he goes and he pours. It's a fairly healthy slug
Yeah.
of whiskey into the coffee cup. Phil tops it off with coffee and then sets it in front of you and goes back to getting things ready for the night.
Nice.
And
And Ruth kind of collapses into her. Oh, we lost Noger.
Yeah.
Ruth kind of collapses into this mug, like the warmth of it and just the caffeine and like mostly it's, she always gets the jitters on the job because she's literally just driven past, slipped by customs and or border guards and or who knows what. So it's like she's like, oh, and she just kind of slumps in a chair and in a chair at the end of the bar, enjoying knowing that it's over. She doesn't have to deal with this. It's Malcolm's problem now. If the cops show up, and she can rest.
Yeah. Actually, I have an uncle who was a rum runner, or a great uncle who was a rum runner, and yeah, you spent all night driving at breakneck speeds down 2-lane dirt roads in the middle of nowhere with no lights on.
Yeah.
Essentially. So with deer everywhere. So it's nerve-wracking. It is absolutely nerve-wracking. So Rudy, what you doing?
Let me unmute. I come pelting down the stairs, or stumping, really, in my shirt sleeves and suspenders. Kind of walk by Sweet Lou and go, I need to talk to your uncle. Or no, that's Xavier.
Boss.
Yeah, I need to talk to the boss. And marches right up to Ruth. You get it?
Yeah, I think that there's like theoretically Ruth's run is all supposed to go directly to Malcolm. So she's a little surreptitious in this where she's already leaning over her coffee and she's like, you sure you don't need some cup of Joe? Wake you up in the morning, afternoon, whatever time of day it is right now.
Egg and beer. Did you get it?
Subtle. She's trying to be like, hey, sit on the bar next to me and I'll just slide it over to you. And you're like, but did you get it? So she sort of reaches into her coat and like slides out a flask. And it's not like a bottle it's not like a bottle that's like been like professionally bottled because it's all illegal. So it's just a flask that looks old and crusty and someone spilled it with something. But time has told that usually that something is a good thing. And so she slides it over.
It's small.
But strong, just like you.
Small.
Yeah, this like old copper like flask with like a cork, not even a screw-in cap.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. And just openly in front of everybody, just takes out a roll of cash and just skins off like a few bills, slaps them down, and then just tanks back this egg and beer. Oh, that's it.
You seem like you're in good spirits this morning, Rudy. I mean, surely seeing me always is a delight. I know, but you got a show tonight?
Always. But what I got is something to drag that tall right over the barrel. I'm very excited about this. Anytime that we underneath can reach up and grab him by the ankles and smack him off the rocks a few times. Oh, it's a good day. It's a good day.
See, I'm telling you, this is your problem. You keep reaching for the ankles. You got to reach a little higher. It's much more painful.
You're a dangerous creature.
I am.
She's terrifying. And Ruth she was in the corner, so she sort of spins on a little on like the corner, so she's facing out now towards both of you, and says, "So, who's this getting their comeuppance tonight? If I may be so bold to ask, I want to be there to see the show."
I have a bargaining chip. I'm being underpaid.
Well, aren't we all?
Oh, I'm being drastically underpaid.
Oh yeah. But and she sort of looks around because we're in Malcolm's establishment, and I know you're getting paid, and she knows you're getting paid by Malcolm. So she's like, "So you're gonna make a point of saying that, like the thing you just said out loud."
Oh yeah.
Oh okay. It will be a show.
She's gonna be yelling. You might want to put in some cotton balls. It's gonna get heated.
Well, you do have some pipes.
It's gonna get trumpet loud in here.
What is Rudy's? I'm assuming Rudy probably plays lots of instruments, but does Rudy have like a trumpet player? Yeah.
He was very, very happy to get the message.
Wow. So you're doing that right now, or
as soon as Malcolm shows up?
Oh boy. Hey, Lou, could I get that payment?
Lou has just been sitting there watching this whole little drama play out.
Yeah.
Rudy's not subtle.
No, Rudy's not subtle at all, and Ruth would be, but there's not really an option for it. So she's like, "Well, if shit's gonna go down, I want to get paid before Malcolm loses his bus, blows his top."
So yeah, Lou will get up and saunter down, and Lou's a hound, man. Women, doesn't matter, age, nothing. He just likes ladies. He'll come over. Hey Ruth, it's always a pleasure doing business with you.
As I take the money, I'm like, the pleasure is all mine.
You should come around more when you're not just working.
Hey, and I kind of like, I'm trying to turn what Rudy's saying into as like a joke. Like no one would ever tell Malcolm he's not paying them enough. No one would ever complain about what Malcolm's playing. I'm like, hey, if you paid me more, maybe I wouldn't have to work so often. And I'm just like, she's not trying to get more money. She's trying to make it sound like Rudy is just joking around. Like Rudy couldn't, like we're all just kidding about asking for more money. That's not anything you do. That's nonsense. So she's just trying to like smooth things over with Lou, and flirt a little because she likes being flirted with. It's nice when people notice her.
You do good work.
Well,
we'll see how things go.
Papa told me right.
All right. Well, I'll go up and see if himself is awake yet and managed to shed last night's companions.
Yeah, you do that. Otherwise, I start practicing the old trumpet.
Oh, really?
You know how loud that is.
It's really a thing you want to threaten.
Get him up.
Lou just laughs. Just, oh God, this is going to be good. And he heads out and then into the backstage area and up the stairs. And
the moment Lou like leaves, Ruth looks at Rudy like, "What are you talking?" She, gets in close. She's still doing this conspiratorial whisper, even though it doesn't matter because you're going to talk at full volume. What are you talking about? You don't turn to Malcolm and say, "I want to get paid more." You say, "Thank you, sir. It was a pleasure. I like my nice apartment. I like my nice clothes."
Who packs his place? I pack his place. Who plays the trumpet every night and fills this place up? Me. And I am starving on the street. Well, I got a meager amount of lettuce and he's got a full salad.
I thought you had a beer and an egg. Must be a dwarf anachronism I still haven't picked up. So you think it's really the smart move to walk up to Malcolm, who's maybe you're not getting paid a fortune, but still the one who's paying you, and say you want to get paid more.
Yeah. Yeah, I do. I really do. You might want to stick around and get an education on this.
Oh yeah, I'm sure I'll get an education. I'm sure I will learn a lot by seeing this. Ruth, not Ruth, Miracle. Miracle's down there? You were commenting on it, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like,
she has like a large tumbler of something harsh.
Nice. I think that always throws Ruth off. Like she sees it and she's like, oh, and she like bites her tongue, you know, she doesn't say anything, but it's like she has a knee-jerk reaction that she reads your, you know, youthful appearance incorrectly. She does it a lot. She does it to a lot of Fae. Like she misjudges their age all the time. And she's like, so you've been around the block. You know what trumpet players with broken trumpets can do for work, you know, and maybe broken other things.
Depends on if they're more than just a trumpet player, I suppose.
All right.
Yeah, that gets a wink and a nod.
Okay. So
Nice.
Luke comes back within a few minutes later, hurrying a couple of girls out. And boss will be down in a few. Cool your heels. You want to do this in private? You're going to do this out here in front of everybody.
We'll see how it goes down. Which is a lie because he really wants to do it in front of everybody.
I was going to say, there doesn't seem to be anything private about Rudy. Like, I imagine even if you went into another room and closed the door, we'd still hear the conversation perfectly well.
Probably. So yeah, a few minutes later after that, Malcolm comes downstairs wearing pajama pants and a silk dressing gown.
Fancy schmancy.
This is not giving him enough time to get properly dressed.
New slippers, boss?
Nope.
Certainly nice. He just unfolds the note and then he just kind of pushes it into his chest. He's like, yeah, you should read that. You should read what I'm worth.
Takes the note and he's like,
and I realized that there's more currency than just money involved in that offer.
oh yeah. An angry Capone for one. That's one thing.
An angry Capone, a bunch of dead people. Feelings get hurt. Nobody wants any hurt feelings. Least of all mine.
Feelings. That's what we're worried about.
You're paying me too little. You're having a feast up here and we're starving on the streets.
Ruth is just staring like in awe, like, holy shit, he's actually doing this.
Excuse me. Sorry about that.
And before you lean in and start talking all quiet like you do, you remember who goddamn stood next to you at the gates of hell and blew that bloody trumpet the entire time. I took iron for you.
You did.
And he kind of looks around at everybody like, huh?
Ruth's like, I've done more than you said you took iron, which has like huge implications in the fairy realm. For Ruth's like, I ain't done more than get you coffee, right? Like, I ain't done nothing. As to bolster your statement, right? To make it seem more important. She assumes it's important, so.
You're willing to risk offending our protector to make a point.
Of a mortal.
We're in their world now.
He is finite.
Yes, but it is in this finite period of time that we find ourselves on his mercy.
Very good, but I need more money. Or I maybe go to a banyan. I don't want to go to a banyan. I don't want to go play in some camped club run by a mortal. I want to play here. So
They
let's
might send you to the
negotiate.
Poconos.
I got that one.
What was that, Misha?
So they might send you to the Poconos.
A nice place to visit.
Oh, those nice
Sure,
trees.
it's out in the middle of nowhere.
Things to be said for all those nice trees. Already paying you more than any other trumpet man in the city.
And a banyan wants to pay me 3 times that, which he says out loud. That's rude.
Who all? This is afternoon, and this is like a dance hall. So I assume that there's not many.
Oh, there's no
patrons.
customers yet.
It's just the people who work here.
Yeah.
Okay, so we are more or less at ease to talk. It's like hold on, just
3 times?
that seems like a suspicious number, Rudy.
That's like fuck you money.
Right, like if someone wanted to buy me off, they just have to pay me an extra nickel, and that would be it. There's no reason to offer to pay gold when silver would do.
Hey,
I'm just saying,
that.
if he's offering you 3 times, don't you think maybe there's something more going on than he just appreciates the sound of your dulcet tones? They are dulcet, I do not dispute. But doesn't that seem like something's a little fishy?
It's fuck you money. Hello, I said this.
Oh, yeah. What miracle set?
Young lady who
I
happens to be like a millennial. I don't know. What am I going to do? Maybe I go to a banyan. Maybe I stay here. Maybe I go south and see what the lottery kings are willing to pay. I hear they like jazz.
You don't want to go south. They're assholes down there.
What does Malcolm? I'm checking out Malcolm, and I want to see like what his read is. Does he look like he's ready to blow his top? Is he going to try and negotiate? Does he seem like he's willing to play ball here, or is he like going to do throw a fit and bring Runt in to break all our faces? It seems like a possibility.
He seems mildly exasperated.
Okay.
Relatively amused, but mostly just kind of exasperated with Rudy. Like, this is a song and dance they have done before, and it is a song and dance they're gonna do again.
I should get some dice. It seems like dice time.
You should get, well, that's what the Roll20 thing is for. You can do dice rolling on that.
That's right.
Yeah. /R space and then like 2d10 for 2d10 rolls.
Yeah.
And then if there's a stat that you add to it, it would be /R space 2d10 plus whatever the stat modifier is.
All right.
Yeah.
But if you don't mind, since I haven't played before, and since people watching aren't familiar with it, Mickey, do you mind sort of, or Ogre, describing the move structure? It's like Apocalypse, it's powered by the Apocalypse, but it's D10s instead. And there's some other things going on.
So basically, what this is when you make a move, it's just like Monster Hearts primarily, where you roll and then you add your stat to it. There's applicable stats, and in the case of Guns and Glamour, those stats are Streetwise, Tough, Hep, It, Chutzpah, and Kale. Streetwise is pretty straightforward. Tough is pretty straightforward. Hep is how hip and cool and connected you are. It is essentially charisma. Chutzpah is more or less bluffing. Do you have the balls to do this? Like, if we were going to put this to a roll, does Malcolm give Rudy what Rudy wants? Rudy would definitely roll chutzpah for this.
Mm-hmm.
And then Kale is money, essentially. So, and this right now it's 2d10. I think it's going to go back to 2d6 I was trying to
No.
overcorrect for a problem. So yeah, I actually think Rudy, you should roll.
Yeah, I'm gonna use sweet talking, and I'm gonna use the swear on my beard ability.
Okay.
So it's sweet talking +1, which is sweet talking is
Yep.
dice for us hap. Yeah. Okay. So dice +5.
Okay.
Let me get to the thing.
You're way more hep than I am.
+5.
Over here.
Nice.
I got a 20. Yeah.
That looks like a good roll.
Okay.
I think I bullied him, or at least gave him pause. I think maybe talking about the Southside Lottery Kings and all the options might have been the clincher on that one.
Yeah, maybe. But he stops and he thinks about it. It's like, all right, I'll make you a deal.
You don't even want to hear my terms first?
Do you want the 3 times money or not?
No.
What do you want?
I want the 2 times money. I want you to get her off the street.
Which who?
And he points right at Miracle. You don't leave soldiers on the street.
Miracle? She's not living on the street. She's living with Ruth.
Yeah, we got a nice flat. It's even got hot water some days.
Most days.
I mean,
She's
the
living
pipes.
on the largesse of a finite, of a mortal. It's not seemly. No offense.
Miracle, where do you want to live? Do you want to live here or do you want to live with Ruth?
Did Ruth live here?
Look,
Okay.
I value my independence. I like having my little place. It's run down, but it's mine. Miracle, you're always welcome there. But if you want to move up to the big leagues, go for it. Just saying, I like my little spot. It's got memories too. And she crosses herself.
I want you to realize that this is a metaphor too. It's not just Miracle. You don't leave soldiers on the street, Malcolm. We stood with you.
That hits a chord. That hits a nerve.
Stabs him in the feels.
Yeah, it's him right in the feels. I'm doing what I can. But there are so many. You want to?
Then spread it out more.
Okay. Okay, fine. You want to be my outreach?
I was your trumpeter before.
You gonna go and try to woo the ones who've jumped ship to O'Banion back?
Yeah, I will.
This is too complicated. I'm confused. Lou, I need another. Whoever was the bartender for it. I need more.
She pours a little of hers into your cup.
Yeah, because it was like, I'm going to work for O'Banion. Now I'm going to go try and steal people away from O'Banion. They move too fast.
It's politics.
I feel it. I just don't get it.
I'll explain later.
It probably won't make sense then either.
Probably not.
1, more money for me.
Dimensions.
2, more money for everybody. 3, you push against that stuffed sofa. Spaghetti eating monster. You make him give what we got. Stand up for us. Stand up for yourself, man. You're a general.
There are things in the works. You've never been patient.
I'm not a patient dwarf.
That part I figured out.
All right. Tell you what we're going to do. We're going to keep playing along with Capone for right now because he keeps a lot of forces off our backs. But And he nods to Lou, and Lou gets up and walks over to his safe, pulls out a fuck off big wad of bills. And Malcolm takes them, flips through, throws them at Rudy. Take your choice. Go buy a building to house all these soldiers in.
That's a good idea. Last one.
Ruth is just staring at this money like that was just behind the bar.
Like he's gonna trust banks.
Whoa,
I know, right? But like, I think it's probably more money than she's ever seen at any one given time.
Probably.
And she's a little transfixed by it, like, damn, I'm in the wrong business.
Lou looks at her, like watches her watching it, and then he jerks his head at Lou, and Lou comes back with a probably about $50. Hands it to you. Says, "Go buy yourself a pretty dress."
I'll buy myself 3 and take myself out to dinner. And she just like folds it up and it like disappears in her dress.
Mm-hmm. So, Rudy, you go on at 7. You have approximately 3 hours to go behind this building.
I wasn't done.
Okay, what?
You got to sit down the old circle, the inner circle. Everybody,
There,
including your ex. Everybody.
which X? You're gonna have to be a little more specific.
3 of them just walked out the door, Rudy.
All of them. Everybody from the inner circle, the high command. We sit down. We have a meeting. We discuss the fate of the people. Yeah, him.
Fine.
Good. And he picks up the cash and just.
No. Get back here. Get back here, you. You are going to be the one to tell them about this meeting.
I thought I went on at 7.
You go on at 7 tonight. You've got 2 days.
2 days. We'll see how it goes. All right, then. Yeah. He just shovels it all into a paper bag.
Nice.
Wraps it up. Hey, Mitchell, why don't you give me a ham on rye for the walk?
Bartender makes him a ham on rye, slides it across.
Thank you. Puts it in
Welcome.
the bag.
Have fun.
Miracle, you coming?
Well, somebody's gonna keep you out of trouble.
Yeah, good job.
Look, I can only do so much when you're gonna start running your mouth, but other things I can help with.
I think it'd be easier to drive than walk. Ruth, you want to drive? And he just, peels off another 20.
Like, shh, none of that. My friends don't pay me to. My friends don't pay to get a ride. She finished. That's literal in my ride, honey. I hope you know how to use it. It's under the dash.
Yeah? Doesn't have iron in it, right? That would hurt. Like,
what did you say, sir?
so it doesn't have iron in it, right? That would hurt. I don't want to use his iron.
I mean,
I think you'll be okay.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I didn't talk to the metallurgist, but no, not to my knowledge. Yeah, like I think Ruth has had to go about conspicuously removing iron from her house that she didn't even realize was there.
Yeah, you had to change all your pans.
Yeah, exactly. There's a big old box of cast iron pans and a few other things just shoved in the corner that are dusty, to not have them just accidentally around the house.
Covering over those nails in the basement you got to worry about.
Yeah. So I think, cut to us driving along. Ruth looks a tad, a tad bit ridiculous behind this giant wheel of this truck. It somewhat dwarfs her. That is exactly how she gets past people all the time. Thinking that she's just borrowing someone's truck or whatnot. She's happy to look a little out of place behind it. She knows how to drive it just fine. But so you got a couple hours to buy a house. Sure, that's a thing. That happens.
Not a house, an apartment building. Hello, weren't you listening?
Tomato.
You know how to buy a building? Does anybody know how to buy a building? I don't know actually how to buy a building.
You sure sounded like you knew how to.
I have money, and they give it to you if you have enough money.
Okay, I thought I didn't know, but I know more than that. First, you got to find a place that's selling, right? You don't just walk. Trust me. You come to my house and you just shove some money in my face, and I'm gonna think you're trying to sell me something instead of the other way around.
Even for enough money.
I don't think we have that much money.
I think we need to find a place.
You gotta find a place that's kind of, a fixer-upper, they call them.
This feels like it's a streetwise kind of thing to know. I know that's a stat, but that's Ruth's best stat. So I would like to ask if there's any places that I might know that might be for sale or people who might be
helpful.
What's that?
Helpful.
Well, amenable to it. Maybe they weren't thinking of selling, but if enough money was put in their face, they'd reconsider. There's lots of.
Yeah, why don't you give me a roll with your streetwise?
Awesome. My streetwise is +3. Now, to do my stats, I just took the human stats and then I added the bonuses for being a rum runner. That's the total? Okay, cool.
Whoa.
Can't get better. I couldn't, at least. Couldn't even. It's a crit. It's not. There isn't such a thing, but in my mind. Living large.
Okay, your ex's cousin has a building he's trying to unload.
What's the connection? My ex's cousin?
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's right on the edge of the. Well, okay, you wouldn't know this.
No, I totally would. I wouldn't know the Fae, the Fae, the ley lines and the Fae territory stuff at all.
Yeah. Well, if you give Rudy and Miracle the address or take them there,
I think I just take them there.
We'll take them there.
Yeah, it seems impractical to I tell them I don't tell them where it is. I tell them the story of it. My low life, good for nothing. Not him, his cousin, Jeremiah. Jeremiah, he had I don't know, like a factory maybe? Trying to think of something to be big enough. Yeah. He used to be in textiles. Had a whole factory. They made suits and dresses and the whole nine. But it's been nothing but but he hasn't been open in a year. So I'm sure he's eager to find somebody to take it over and turn it into something useful.
Where is this place?
Oh, it's just down 15th, across Broadway. I'll take you there. You can take a peek for it yourself.
You guys are starting to get dangerously close to O'Banion's territory. You're getting very close to the edges. And granted, Sean rolled super well though, so I'm going to say it's just this side of it, just inside the border.
Well, it's big, and it's open, and it could be divided up a whole bunch.
Yeah.
But it's also like 2 blocks from the corner of Shamrock and Corned Beef.
So who doesn't like corned beef?
Come on.
she like gestures for you to come here.
It's a Jeremiah Eisenberg. Jeremiah Eisenberg is her cousin. Those are her ex's cousin.
Yeah. Trying to say it's really close to the other guy's territory.
Oh. She sort of, what does she do with her face? I scratch my chin. Ruth doesn't scratch her chin. Ruth doesn't have to wear glasses most of the time, but she does for reading. And so she puts on some reading glasses and slides them back as she's reading the street sign. She's like, well, looks like it's close, but not in it. Besides, if you're trying to poach his people, what better place than to be close to him?
I like the way you think. This guy got a phone number?
Jeremiah, he doesn't have a phone. What are you talking about? Come on, we'll just go in. He'll be there. He never leaves.
He's here
Probably,
in the building?
I mean, he lives above it. Yeah.
Yep. Pound.
Can I case the place?
Sure. You can totally do that. I'm not even going to make you roll for it because nobody's watching.
Okay.
You can just check it out.
Yeah, she's like, checking the entrances, checking to see if there's any lights on in the building, checking to see what else might be around.
So it takes a few minutes, but eventually this guy, a little older than Ruth, comes down from what was probably obviously once an office, and is obviously now his bachelor apartment.
This is an awful lot of real estate for a little guy like kind of a skinny guy like you. Don't you feel like you're just rambling around a place that's too big?
Yeah, but when can't afford to live anyplace else right now. Ruth.
I was going to say, Cousin Jeremiah, so good to see you. And I think if it's okay, if I can sort of retcon this, part of while we're going here, Ruth stopped by a bakery. She stopped by like a Jewish bakery. She picked up some like meats, some bacon. Like she's got like a box that's like wrapped with twine. Mm-hmm. And she's like, you look like you're starving. And she's like, I got you some rolls and some meats and some all cold cuts. You don't even have to cook it. You could just put a little knish on it and shove it in your mouth, and it's gonna be great. And so she sees him and she kisses him on the cheeks, and she says, "Let me introduce you to my friends." Yeah, totally. But also, it's just like what you do. He's still family, even though like he wasn't the deadbeat that left me, so he's still family. So it's sucking up, but it's also like just how you do. You don't meet somebody, come to their house without some food and a gift and all this stuff. So
it's lovely to see you, Ruth. Thank you for the. I don't know what my idiot cousin was thinking.
Hey, yeah. Let's not talk about it.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. Your associates?
These are my friends. This is Miracle and you. I'm sure you've heard of Rudy here. He plays the trumpet. He's famous. Famous local.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, red hot Rudy. Anyway, why don't we go inside? I'll cook you up something. You look like you haven't had a home cooked meal in a while. I'll cook you up and you all can talk.
Okay. Yeah, we can do that. I got a hot plate upstairs.
Huh.
It's pathetic. It's so sad.
It's totally sad. I'm sure his place is disgusting.
Yeah.
But Ruth will not come.
Let's put it this way. Miracle is even like looking at it going like, I don't want to sit there. It's gross.
He's got to probably do those things where like, how do I find 2 more chairs for people to sit in? I got the one chair that I sit in and all the other chairs are piled up with crap,
Yeah, he'll shuffle and there's some tectonic shifting going on. Eventually he's got a couple other chairs cleared off and he dusts them off with a handkerchief.
Everybody's first apartment ever.
Yeah.
So you wanted to have a conversation. What can I do for you?
It's not a conversation between me and you. It's a conversation between your Uncle Malcolm and you.
Okay.
How much do you want for the building? Do you own the building? You own the building.
I do own the building. That's why I'm still living here.
Like-
Because I do not have 1920s building prices narrowed down in my head.
You can just say blah amount of.
He'll name an amount that's like a quarter.
Single thousands, right? Like 3,000,
Yeah, it
5,000.
wouldn't be a lot.
Feels like.
But he'd probably name a price that's about half again as much as it's really worth, and is massively below the amount of money you have.
Miracle snorts anyway because she knows this place isn't worth that.
Yeah.
Oh, so you want to haggle?
Ooh, ooh, ooh. Are we gonna make a bargain?
Ruth's like, 2 poached eggs for you, Jeremiah. I know. Over easy. And she's like trying to remember everyone's orders. Goes back, keeps cooking, bringing out food. The best deals are made over meals.
If we're going to negotiate, then I would like to refer you to my agent. Just motions at Miracle.
This 8-year-old.
Yeah, this 8-year-old.
Your agent, it's a 9-year-old girl.
It's so like Newsies right up in here, right? Like these little scrappy kids that are.
We're Fae. Nobody is who they look like.
She like pulls up a stool.
Fair enough.
Apple crate.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
oh, sure.
I'm gonna run to the bathroom, so negotiate for me.
So for that, I think you're gonna have to give me either a hep or a chutzpah roll. And let me look at Puka's really quick. I do have that sheet. Yeah, you don't really have like a bargaining move.
No.
So I would say that would be either your hep or your chutzpah, whichever. I'll give it to you, whichever one's higher.
This feels like chutzpah.
Oh, wait. Hold
Yeah,
on.
I think back them down, kind of roll chutzpah to bluff or back someone down, convince them you're bigger, badder, and crazier than they'll ever be. That feels like that's like you're like, oh, you want a front? Okay, I'll show you.
Yeah.
It's not violence isn't being threatened, but like the deal being off the table is, right? Like we could walk,
Yeah.
There's other places, right? Like I feel like you have a threat you can make here.
Yeah, because because Ogre was just because he commented as he walked by that maybe sweet talking, but I don't think sweet talking is what Miracle would go for. I can definitely see the back him down. And it would definitely be roll chutzpah. Roll plus chutzpah.
$17.
Nice.
All right. So
we're on fire tonight.
Back down. Apologize to you for whatever it is they did.
Yeah. So what are you asking?
I'm asking for 90% of market value.
Okay. Yeah. No, you get it.
I want I want to take a penny less than 8,000. 4,800 sold.
Yeah. Yeah, he'll take it and throw in, whatever tools and materials are still in the building.
I'm like eyeing this bolt of fabric behind him.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a bunch of leftovers that just never got turned into dresses and things. And
Yeah,
exactly. They'll make excellent curtains.
There's like a ton of bolts of fabric. There's sewing supplies, there's tables, there's scissors, there's everything. Just something mismanagement or something happened and he just
I feel like there's a story there that might come out, but right now it's just like, he's on hard times.
Yeah. So he'll 90% of what it's actually worth, and then he'll throw in all the stuff that's in it, including the old fabric and machinery.
Excellent.
He'll he sort of wipes it on his pants.
Be the nice man, Rudy.
Okay, okay.
Oh, the kitty.
Oh, you
Critter.
You gotta have a guest spot by a cat.
Yes. I have this licky boy sitting in my lap right now. And
Aw.
he's just been sitting in there like licking away.
So what did you get? 90%?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll throw the other 10% on there, which is if you can be out of here by tonight.
Let me go. Probably. I don't have a whole lot I need to take with me, but I do need to find a place. Although I could probably get a hotel for this. So let me
What are we playing in a real city or are we playing in a fiction? What's the location?
Chicago-ish.
Chicago-ish. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was Chicago. I mean,
Yeah.
it's okay. It's Capone Albanian, so Chicago.
Yeah.
Chicago. He'll and so this is probably
Rent yourself a room.
I could do that now.
This disgusts Ruth. That idea is abhorrent to her. She's like, you are not going to rent your son to a room. She walks over, she like straightens his shirt, cleans him up, like totally mothers him, even though he's more than she is. You're going to stay with Aunt so-and-so and like there's family around, right? Like there's places and you're going to stay there and they're going to feed you right. And you're going to find a place and you're going to use this money to start something up good.
What she said.
It's not that she doesn't want him to spend the money on a hotel. It's that she doesn't want him to continue this life of being this wayward drifter. She wants him to like see his family and get back on his feet again.
Okay. Yeah, with this I might even be able to pay mom back. So right. Okay, give me an hour or so to get this cleared out. And he digs through a desk drawer and he pulls out like who am I sending this over to?
Me.
Okay.
There was like this half a moment where I'm like, oh, I should go to, find a bar, use their phone, call Malcolm, tell him to send somebody over. And no, me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Worst case scenario, you could always send it over to Malcolm if he wants it.
I mean, he did. Malcolm wasn't real specific about it. So here's the hilarious thing. Here's the thing I'm going to love. This form, if you'll indulge me, this form has little boxes where you put in your name and you put in one letter in each box. And there is no way on earth there are enough boxes for your name. I love the idea that you like fill up all 15 boxes and then you just got to like keep writing underneath.
Hey, buddy.
Legit.
I say this having someone who had to, my daughter's name did not fit on her birth certificate because it was so goddamn long, and we had to get like an addendum thing to
oh my
fit.
God, seriously?
There wasn't enough boxes. Siamata Kathleen was too long a name. So,
that is really long.
Well, and her mother's maiden name and just 4 names.
Yeah.
It's a thing. Yeah. So I don't know. I remember that moment where like we're out of boxes.
So can you spell that for me?
Yeah.
It's just like it sounds.
So yeah,
complicated.
pencil it all in and then
dots
sign.
over it. TTEFUNGA. There's a little thing over the A. Okay, that's the first name. The second name.
Exactly.
Fills it out and he does the thing and all right. Okay. All right. It's been good doing business with you. I'll be out of here in an hour or so. Here's the keys.
Okay. So I'm sure, Ruth, are you going to help him move his stuff, or do you want to go with us? Because we got to go talk to some people.
Yeah, you still have to find the other members of the inner circle.
Well, that's for tomorrow. Because right
Okay.
now we got to go talk to the brownies union.
Okay.
Why don't you two have a scene? And I think we'll cut off. We'll see like Ruth, and she's got her flatbed that's open, and so she helps him load up a couple suitcases or whatever his knickknacks and doodads, and we see Ruth driving Jeremiah off.
It's Smith Corona. There's got to be a beat up Smith Corona in there.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So you guys want to go negotiate with the brownies?
I gotta.
I do mark our building as our building. So
Okay.
nobody fucks with it.
You can do that. There's pixies nearby. You can hear them.
Yeah, I'll go back. Yeah. Let's go whistle up some pixies. Whatever goblins are around here. There's got to be at least a couple.
Okay. For that one, I am. It'll be sweet talking. See if you can lure them close enough.
You want me to make that roll?
Either you or Misha. Pick one. You rolled. I don't think Misha. Well, no, Misha's rolled too.
Yeah, I rolled.
Yeah.
We've all had exactly one.
I am not hep at all.
I'm gonna go. I'll do it. He walks out into the middle of the street, and he opens up his case, puts his mouthpiece in, and just blasts. This horn. I mean, and it doesn't sound like a trumpet. It sounds like like J.R.R. Tolkien. Which is odd.
It's hard to do with a trumpet.
What's that?
That's hard to do with a trumpet.
Right. Well, magical.
If it was a trumpet.
Exactly. And it's a particular blast. It's the call to arms. So I'm going to use
oh Jesus
weird for that.
Mm-hmm.
Which
to
has tremendous potential if I hugely fail.
Nice.
But I have a +5, so I think I might manage it.
Yeah. See, that's what I meant about being too my pleasure. What?
Are you?
I can't. Mine's not updating for some other reason.
You got an 8.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay, so I mentioned there were pixies, right?
And goblins.
And goblins. They think
I
you're
hit my darkest self.
And what?
I hit my darkest self here. That is my consequence here.
Oh shit.
You've been had. You develop a grudge over even the tiniest of slights in addition to this one.
Well, you're kind of doing that already.
Vengeance on the original adventure. So I am super mad at pixies and goblins.
Well, let's see how
that's okay, because pixies and goblins are kind of super mad at you because they come up there's like this cloud of pixies comes pouring into the street, like armed to the teeth, screaming tiny piping war cries because they think they are being summoned to do battle. And goblins come boiling up out of the sewers.
Oh,
and
God.
They are just, again, armed to the teeth. And, they all come tearing up to you, like expecting like there's a face-off, there's armies, there's something. And
can I make a suggestion?
You can, but I think I already know where you're going with this, and I've already got it.
Yeah, they start fighting each other.
Yes, because the pixies have hit the swarm. You summoned a swarm of angry pixies. This is technically and for everybody who's watching, technically it's the pixies' darkest self. They turn into the swarm, which is this
the goblins
angry, stinging, biting, attacking little huge, in this case, huge mob of tiny Barbie-sized people. And they come, they go for the goblins because they, at the best of times, have only an uneasy truce. And the goblins think pixies are delicious. So there's just fighting and mayhem all around you guys, and you're catching stray pixie shot. And
I would like to complicate this further if I can.
Okay.
I think this is right outside our brand new house. So like windows are broken. There's some collateral damage because you went outside and blew the horn, right? And I think not even knowing what it is, as Miracle is like making markings of like don't fuck with this, like a bottle goes flying through the window.
Oh yeah, and their building is not the only one taking damage.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like there's shit.
It's a
There's
street fight.
windows breaking, and they're little tiny. I think of the little tiny people from Willow and their little weird battle cry.
Yeah.
Oh my god! Anybody has anything that they think they can stop this chaos with, please?
Because it's gonna keep going until half the pixies are down.
Oh my lord!
And you, like I said, you guys are taking stray shots, and
I was like, well, nobody's rolled a failure yet.
Yeah. We're
I
just
had to say that out loud.
we're just doing great.
so what are you guys doing? Because you were in the middle of this biting, kicking, scratching, screaming, flying, stinging mob.
Oh my god!
Sure, we'll try something.
I think I am not present in the moment. I think
I think you guys left already, which is
I'm
probably
driving away.
really-
If it's probably for the best. I don't think that Ruth has really much ability to do anything in this situation anyway.
What's your chutzpah like?
Mine?
Miracle, yeah.
It's like 4. So she's gonna use that, and she's gonna just like murder strut. towards you, take your trumpet, set it to her own lips, and blow.
Wow.
Okay.
This is.
I'm picturing the opening bugle line from the Bugle Boy Company C now. Just that. Yeah.
$14.
Okay, that's a yes, but
Yeah.
Right. So you get their
I'm trying to get them
attention.
to like pay attention for like 30 seconds.
Was that a back 'em down roll? Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you get their attention. You have exactly 10 seconds to convince them to stop. 10.
Hey, we got a
9,
place you guys can
8,
crash and stay in
7.
if you like stop with the fighting and stuff for like a while. Can you do that?
Yeah, maybe if you stop destroying it, you idiot! You know, and he's got like a iron bar beating it around. Like, stop being stupid!
Question: is there helping mechanics in this game?
That's what the strings and lines are for.
Yeah.
Right.
Where the strings are for.
Let me
Or
see
lines.
what
Strings,
I
yeah,
have a
lines.
string on.
There are lines in this.
Lines. Who do I have a line on? I have a line on Red Hot Rudy. Okay, never mind.
You should have
Okay.
a light on me too.
Okay. Well, can I spend a line to? Can you spend a line to help somebody with a roll? Is that
Only if it's thematically appropriate.
right? Well, here's my idea for how Ruth would inadvertently help. Maybe it's just within the narrative. Maybe it doesn't have any mechanical effect. But
Okay.
at some point, I don't know how much pixies and goblins care about food. But Ruth is a damn good cook, and she just made breakfast for everybody, or some meal. I don't remember what it was.
Yeah.
She just
And you
made
bought
food for everybody.
knishes and stuff. And
The thing is, when all these windows break, eventually the smell of her cooking wafts out from them.
I like it.
And I'm imagining some of these murder-crazed creatures that have been paused for a moment. When you say you can come, because you just offered them to live there, right? You just said you can live here, right? And they look at the place, and then at least one of them is going to get a. So it doesn't have to have any mechanical effect. I just I wanted Ruth to be in there.
Pastrami and knishes and soft-boiled eggs. Oh my god.
Okay, I think we can go with that. And I think what happens, this is kind of the yes but thing, is Miracle gets their attention. They pause for the 10 seconds. They smell the food, and then they all just charge in. So there's more damage. I mean, the building's structurally sound. Not going anywhere, but at least they're not fucking up everybody else's shit too.
But doorways are strictly optional.
Yeah, doorways are they're not going to make it through the brick. But yeah, there's a few more broken windows. One of the doors is hanging askew.
We're gonna have to make curtains.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, now it's infested with goblins and pixies too.
Yeah, and now it's infested with goblins and pixies.
Forbannet Tritzek.
I hand you your trumpet back.
He sort of puts the iron bar behind his back, a little embarrassed. He's like, the brain's the size of walnuts.
Smaller. I mean, their head's the size of a walnut, so their brains were like the size of pistachio.
No.
Probably, yeah, they're about Barbie sized. So yeah, probably a little bit bigger than their pistachio, but not quite as big as a walnut.
There's gonna be some nut cracking. There's gonna be some Somebody's gonna have some nutcrackers, and they're gonna have these little measuring things, and they're gonna be holding them up against Pixie.
Nutcrackers and pixie heads. I mean, that's how you get pixies to tell you things.
I'm telling you, we can.
Or you just ask because it's kind of shitty
for helmets.
Yeah, they are kind of shitty layers. He goes to the door and he just shouts in. He's like, I am going to get the brownies to fix this place up. Try not to set anything on fire.
Please.
Okay. You hear some muffled noises that might be cheering, and that doesn't sound angry anymore.
I
think they found the pastrami.
Gas is off.
Okay. So you're going to go try to find the brownies.
Yeah, because getting the pixies and goblins to do it for me was apparently a terrible idea.
Seems
way
awful.
more trouble than it was. He's like got a sleeve halfway off of his suit.
Yeah. You look pretty
Part of his hat band is like sticking up. You
You've got welts from Pixie Shot. You know,
Tell you,
got some like little pixie arrows tangled in your beard.
Shoot.
Okay, so
no, I live here now.
If you
anyways, what? And you're covered with glitter.
Oh, damn it!
Both of you.
No,
you just produce it. It's like dandruff for pixies.
It just comes out.
It just happens. It's just constant.
Every time they
pixie dust.
Pixie dust.
Yeah, right.
So, yeah, I said it was about 4-ish when you guys started this little adventure.
Yeah.
It's probably closing in on 5:30, 6-ish.
Yeah.
You don't have a whole lot of time to go find the brownies. Fortunately, they are pretty easy to find. Their guild headquarters is, they have their own cleaning business.
It's dry cleaners.
They took over dry cleaners. They do dry cleaning, but they also hire out as housekeepers. And there's a window in the back for if you have a crime scene that you need cleaned up before the cops get there.
That's right. I forgot that they have a booming business in crime scene cleanup.
They do. Either
they're the best.
We have to put that in the
or for whoever committed it. Doesn't matter. They're equal opportunity. Right.
All right. We'll go there. Maybe it's on the way. Maybe it's not. But yeah, we'll go there.
It's a little way outside of your way to get to the club, but only a few blocks. So.
Okay.
Who's going to do the negotiating?
Your turn.
Did not go well last time.
I tried to call everybody to action, and I ended up starting a war. That was not great.
It's fair. Fine. You owe me, like, big time. This was your bright idea.
I'll buy you a pizza.
Okay.
It's very white, clean. I mean, it's sparkly. It's like,
It gets whitewashed every week.
Yeah, rich people wish their houses were this clean.
Nice.
She knocks on the door, looking her most, please, sir, can I have some more?
They're not full, but they open the door. Well, you could just come in. It's a business. I mean,
that's true. Okay.
It's still business hours. You can just walk in.
Yeah.
They are not fooled. They know who you are. They knew what you are anyways.
So, I've got a proposition for you.
Do you now?
I do.
What would that be? And as you're talking to them, like one or two of them come out and start cleaning what you're wearing.
Oh, thank you. The glitter was driving me. It was
sewing up my sleeve.
Yeah.
We've recently come upon a bit of property that we could use some tenants for. We're putting the band back together, as it were.
Are you asking us to move?
we need you to clean up a building and put in dividers so that those of us who've been out on the street have somewhere to live. Call it a soldier's home. And call it public service.
That's a lofty goal. We can definitely cut you a discount for that.
We even have like fabric and stuff you can use for like curtains and the like.
Fabric, you said.
It was a
fabric.
It was a fabric or a clothery.
Yeah, I bet there's what's the thing called that you spin yarn with? I bet there's
A loom.
A loom as well. There's things for making thread and fabric too. Seems like things fairies would care about. I don't know.
This stage in the game, maybe not actually. In the early 20th centuries, they would probably have bought all of that.
Yeah, they probably would have bought fabric because a mill is loud and they don't usually show up in the middle of cities.
Yeah, this is more like a dress cutters than a mill.
Yeah, I was thinking it's like this is more of a sweatshop.
Yeah, right. That makes sense.
There's tons of cloth. What hasn't been sold off?
And some of those weird mannequin thingies.
We'll hold off on giving you a price quote until after we see it.
I should warn you, it's a little full of pixies and brownies right now.
Or goblins.
And goblins right now.
What did you call them? Oh, brownies. Yeah. I thought you said grummies for a second, and I'm like, that's funny. They're calling goblins grummies as a derogatory term. Jesus. That's terrible.
Okay. All right, we'll go take a look at the property. Where can we find you to give you our terms?
We'll be at, what's the name of Malcolm's place again?
Gloriana.
Gloriana. We'll be at Gloriana tonight.
Right.
I'll let them know you're coming.
All right. And, by the time you leave, like your suit is pressed and the sleeves back on, your hat's reblocked. You were wearing it the entire time. You're still not entirely sure how they did that.
Right. There's still glitter though, right?
They got most of it off.
It's still in your beard though, man.
It's really pernicious.
Oh, the beard.
It's a piece of crap. Let's be honest.
I mean, there's still a pixie in my beard. That's why the glitter's there.
Yeah.
We don't do evictions. You're going to have to.
No. They get to live there. Anybody. All the streets.
No, your beard. The pixie in your beard.
Yeah.
Out. Hey. No.
Good luck with that.
I can't remember, way back in the day, I used to listen to Dr. Demento, and they had all these funny like skits on it. And there was one where this guy was like, I'm tough. I'm so tough. My girlfriend irons my shirts while I'm wearing them. And this is what I'm imagining the brownies doing, right? Like they got their irons out and all this stuff, and like somehow you're fine as they're like, wrinkling out.
It's part of the magic.
Yeah.
Don't question it. If they told you how they did it, they'd have to kill you and then clean up their own crime scene.
It's just cardboard. Shh.
So, okay, you gonna make your way back?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think by then Ruth will probably be back as well, unless there's anything to do with Jeremiah. She drops him off and tries to.
Yeah, he'd probably just drop him off at Aunt Sally's, and they told you they were going to go to the brownie reunion, so you can go. I mean, it's easy enough to find. Everybody knows where it is.
Yeah, I think I'll probably meet them back at Gloriana. That's my guess. Is that
okay?
By that time.
You can totally do that. So they get there. Rudy, you've really only got about 20 minutes to get prepped.
But at least you're all sparkly and shiny, so you don't even have to do much. You just gotta,
Yeah. Actually, it's not like I had to get
done notes again because those weird notes were bad. Don't do those. Don't know. Yeah.
You just gotta squeeze your beard and you get glitter.
Glitter.
See, the glitter is making her sneeze.
Sorry, no, the allergies that are making her sneeze.
Occasionally, he just kind of pokes his beard.
Sorry.
Still in there, little guy.
Okay, so you back to the club. You got 20 minutes to go get ready.
Yep.
Malcolm is already dressed. He's got the hair slicked back. He's got the suit. The
Looking
tuxedo.
sharp, boss.
Looks like, pristine elegance.
He spends the entire time just muttering about fairies, about pixies and goblins and how stupid they are. It's seems to be a preoccupation. He's not in a good mood. Trying to sort of play up this darkest self thing. Yeah, he's not real happy about
Malcolm
this.
will let you go until you get on stage. And how do you play?
Loud. Like, it starts off normal and it gets somewhat deafening. Like, he is drowning out the drummer. That's how loud he is.
All right. When after your first set, Malcolm will come back. See you after backstage.
What?
Malcolm will come back to see you backstage.
Oh, backstage.
Yeah, he walks back. How'd your learned go?
We got a building.
Right.
It's full of goblins and pixies right now. Idiots.
I understand there was something of an altercation. Around.
Well, when you call people to arms and then they show up and they figure that they're the pixies showed up, so the goblins showed up, and because they're all very, very small-minded, they thought they were there to attack each other. It was chaos. And is there a way we could send them all back?
That was a one-way trip. And no soldier left behind, remember? They fought with us too. Oh, Malcolm is enjoying this far too much.
Oh, well, I owe them. Oh boy, do I owe them.
Anyway, I came back to comment that perhaps you could take the volume down just a touch for your second set.
Possibly.
Try harder.
Just realized my computer has been slowly losing power because the power strip was off.
Nice.
Clever.
Yeah. And I also understand this altercation and the building it poured into is very close to Mr. O'Banion's territory.
Yeah, it's the best we could do. But also, if we're going to woo people back from O'Banion, this is a good way to do it.
This project is in your hands.
Yeah, it is. So is the building.
Turns away, humming. God, sorry. Dying. So, Miracle, are you hanging around?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
She's like sitting in a corner.
Yeah, I think Ruth is there with her. Ruth is wondering, do any O'Banion's people ever come into Gloriana? Is it like a turf thing where they'd be danger if they came, or is it?
It's arguably neutral-ish ground. It doesn't happen often. Because Malcolm does relatively aggressively enforce the neutral ground policy inside the club. Now, getting to the club is another matter.
Right.
But once they're in, no fighting in the club.
Yeah.
So it does happen periodically, but not often.
Well, given circumstances, given the letter that he got this morning, Ruth leans over to Miracle and she's like, I wonder if any of O'Banion's scouts are going to come to the show tonight, see what Rudy's take on his offer was.
That would be awkward.
That would be awkward.
I mean,
excuse me.
It's not totally beyond the realm of possibilities, but it would definitely be awkward.
I have another complicated question that goes along Sean's line of thinking, which is, are any of the old inner circle, the high command, working for O'Banion right now?
One or two.
Perfect. Okay. Yeah, that makes
One
it
or two.
difficult.
Most of them are following Malcolm's lead.
So part of the reason it's so loud is that I'm trying to use the trumpet to call everyone up, to call the high command up. And I don't know if you want me to use sweet talk for that or something else. Razzle dazzle is about it's about keeping people's attention away, but we could flip it.
Yeah, we could. Or we.
Like he's distinctly trying to work magic here.
Yeah, but I think you're inside and you're pissed off.
Yeah.
So why don't you give me a straight? Give me a straight chutzpah roll.
Okay. Boy. Straight. Just plus.
Just plus chutzpah, nothing else.
All right.
Because
What
I'm
can
nice.
go wrong?
Not terrible.
We get 15. Okay, so you didn't completely biff it.
No, I got the high end of the yes and.
Okay, so you definitely get their attention.
Whether they react to it or not, like they heard.
You have their attention, and you have their attention.
So this means like even Maeve, who's like maybe far away or something like that,
Yeah.
right? Okay.
Yeah. You have their attention because two of O'Banion's lieutenants walk into Gloriana.
But not the ones that I'm thinking of?
No.
Okay.
These are not Fae. These are mortal.
Okay.
Lou and Xavier start towards them, and they immediately just, everything's fine.
He just keeps playing.
Can I help?
To enjoy the show. How do you think you're going to help?
I think while Rudy is playing, I'm gonna call up O'Banion's headquarters, so that when they answer the phone, the song is going through the lines and into their ears. On the other end.
That's great.
Well, okay, there's a couple of things we need to take into consideration here. One, his headquarters was a flower shop, and it is after business hours.
Right.
So, but they probably didn't have a telephone. But it is, although it is, because it is his headquarters, there would probably be a dude.
Should just call his house.
Call his house. You don't have that number.
No, but I bet you Malcolm does.
You'd have to ask. He is currently.
Or I'd steal it out of his wallet.
His Rolodex, his wallet, his phone book, whatever. Yeah.
It would probably be in his office if he had it.
Yeah. Are phones in the? And I'm thinking of like phones in the 20. Like I think an operator is going to connect you most.
Yeah,
of
you
the
have to
time,
get connected.
Yeah, actually, this is true.
Oh, yeah.
right? It's.
Oh my god. Yeah, that thing where you're playing a historical game and you're like, oh, that's right. That's how it works.
I mean, I don't know. I could be. I'm trying to remember like one switchboard operator.
That's definitely operator.
They still had switchboards into the 50s. So
Yeah.
Some small towns had them well into the 70s.
Yeah.
This is true. Okay, so
person to person to Mr. O'Banion.
Yeah. You could. Okay, well, first off, you're gonna have to try to get the phone operator to understand you over the trumpet.
Yeah, there's that.
That is difficult at best.
The ear, the one finger jammed in your ear and the other, and the phone mashed up against your face. Move.
I don't, and plus the only phone is back in Malcolm's office. It's probably not going to be real effective. I mean, you can, and even if you do get his home, you're probably not going to get the right people. I mean, I can tell you that you can do it, but it's not. I'm not even going to make you roll because it's just.
Yeah, I was just trying to help to add to Ogre's roll.
I'm good. I'm good with the mixed result.
Yeah. Excuse me. Sorry, allergies are horrific today.
No worries.
It's warm.
Yeah, I
Everything's
was trying to get him to just come, but if I get him to recognize it and be even irritated about it, that's fantastic. Because at least then I'll be able to talk to them, or will be able to talk to them a little.
It sounds like
that's pretty much what's going on. But they send 2 human lieutenants. It's almost like they know you're trying to do something with the trumpet and don't actually want to be within earshot.
Crazy, right?
I know, it's not like they know what it does or anything. Follow it into a foolhardy battle or anything. I don't know.
Ogre, is it reasonable to assume that? Well, let me back up. Would Red Hot Rudy have told us like what your intention, what you want to convey to O'Bannon would be? Like what are you trying to tell him? Piss off! I'm not taking your offer. Are you saying we're at war? Are you trying to call him out for a fight or something?
It's not O'Banion I'm trying to deal with. It's certain members of the Fae who have defected from Malcolm, and gone to work for O'Banion. Members of the high command, the army high command,
right?
During the war, and I want them to come, and I want everybody to sit down and discuss the state of refugee fairydom.
Yeah. I'm just thinking because he sent some human lieutenants.
Right.
Ruth being a human, I don't want to steal thunder at all because I think you're definitely the one to call out the Fae, but I think it might make sense for Ruth to try and work on your behalf with the human agents that came
right
playing. I don't know if that's
what I've told you is basically that I don't give half a pot of piss about a Banyan, and I don't particularly care about a Capone either. What I care about is my people. I don't want to work for O'Banion, thanks for the offer. So, like the thing that you take is that this is distinctly glitter politics.
Yeah.
That they're not really privy to, and you're weirdly privy to.
All right. Anyways, awesome. O'Banion's 2 guys come in. They not looking to start trouble. Xavier takes them to a seat. Malcolm sends over a couple of girls, drinks on the house, trying to keep things really copacetic. After your next set is done, they'll have one of the girls come back to tell you that they would like to speak with you.
Okay, I figured that anyway. Yep. So he'll come with. If Ruth's hanging around, since you.
Yeah, my thought. I mean, if this won't mess things up, but my thought is when they came in and you're playing, she was going to try and sidle up to them and start making small talk.
Please do that first. Yeah,
she was going to try and get chummy with them, so that they're more in the mood to negotiate when it comes time to talk.
I like that. That
is definitely going to be a sweet talking roll.
Sounds good.
I am, however, going to give you a -2 because they are really on edge.
Makes sense.
I realize I'm kind of running away with this game, and I want other people to be able to do stuff.
No. I think we the focus is good. I'm glad we have a thing we're going after, and you brought us some direction, which is fantastic. Just trying to look and see if any of my moves are particularly applicable, but I don't think they are.
While Sean is looking, how did they get here? Did they walk? Did they drive? Did they
probably drove?
Shiny car outside?
There is probably a shiny car outside.
Is there anything in the shiny car outside?
With a big man with no neck driving.
Do you want to give me a roll?
Sure. Streetwise?
Sure. Hey, boy. Now I have a moose up here.
Now he was right next to me.
He's up here.
For those watching at home, I'm in the basement and she's upstairs.
Nice.
Not equal 3 plus 3. 18.
18. Okay. There is, in fact, a large, thick-necked man whose middle name is The out by the car, but he is dozing off behind the wheel because, there's, it's boring out here. He doesn't get to go in and see the girls and drink and eat booze or listen to the music. He just has to sit out here in this stupid car.
Yeah, as a Irish mobster in Capone's territory. Oh, this guy's an idiot.
Yeah, right?
He's not the brightest bulb in the chandelier now.
His middle name's The. Come on.
His middle name's The.
They're all The.
Yeah, but the end is like Bull or something. It's not one of the smart
The
ones.
Wall. Jimmy
Yeah.
the Wall.
So I reach in, I rifle through the glove box quietly.
Are you looking for anything specific? Or are you just trying to find something shiny?
A little of both. I mean, trying to find anything useful. Is there secrets? Is there, is Jimmy the Wall dumb enough to keep something important in the glove box?
There's a Derringer in there. Little tiny pistol.
Stick it in my pocket.
A few other, there's some loose bullets rolling around in there for the Derringer if you want to grab those too.
Yeah, sure.
But yeah, it's a glove box. You can get in, you can take whatever you want, but there's really just not much in there. Nice pair of kidskin gloves.
Ooh, too big for me, but Ruth would love these. Stuff them in another pocket.
Totally true.
But yeah, that's pretty much the sum and total of what you pull out of that.
How heavily asleep is he?
No, he's just kind of dozing. He's. If you made a noise, he'd hear you.
So I can't draw a mustache on him, eh?
You cannot draw a mustache on him.
Then I'll leave him alone.
There are limits. There are limits to the
some potatoes in the tailpipe, though.
Oh, you can do that. You can totally do that. Right. So you come over to the. Oh, he's back.
Yep.
All right. Yeah. You come over you go over to the O'Banian's guy's table. Oh yeah, I was gonna let Sean roll.
Yep.
Sean.
Yeah. So I saw. So I'm glad I checked. I have the move "Mama didn't raise no fools," which allows me to manipulate, get the best of, and otherwise be savvy at winning people over. So if that seems applicable, I'm going to use that. It adds to my sweet talking, which is what I was going to be rolling. Mm-hmm. And my intent is, I'm going to come out, bring them one of the. I'm going to come out, and when one of the servers serves one of their drinks, I got the little stirring stick, and I'm going to stir it for them. And then I sort of sidle up next to one of them, and I say, "Boys, we were hoping you'd come make it out, and we're thinking maybe your boss would come too, but it's always a pleasure. It's a pleasure to see you." And basically, she just starts buttering them up.
All right. Would you roll?
Yeah. So you said I'm rolling at -2. This move gives me +2 against humans, so I think it's a wash.
It's a wash.
And sweet talking uses HEP.
Yes.
Yeah. All my stats are the same. I'm not sure why I look. They're all 2.
Oh.
Okay. +2, +2, -2, net +2. All right.
14.
Yeah.
Another guess, but they are. Well, you don't make them any more nervous.
Yep.
I don't know that you actually improve their mood any, but they're definitely not any more keyed up or irritated. One of them even, it seems like he's taking a liking to you. Like,
yeah,
more into older ladies than be barely barely into adulthood girls that Malcolm sent over.
Yeah. if it's okay, so that it doesn't end up in a null result, I'd like the idea that I'm sort of gotten tangled up in this as well. Like that maybe I
have
haven't. What's
Yeah.
that?
You have a distinct admirer, and he is not interested
Yeah,
in
take
starting
a
with your
take a
company.
string
So
on
now
that
you're
guy of O'Banions. Give him a name.
Yeah, we're gonna call him. Oh, I'll give him a name in a second as I look.
Okay, I'm just making a note so I don't forget you have it.
Yeah, we're gonna call him Robert Wiles.
Okay.
Robert Wiles, but Ruth calls him Bobby.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So Rudy, you get to the table. Ruth is sitting there talking with mostly with one gentleman. Okay. Sorry, for a second it looked like my computer froze, and I was like, "So what are you gonna open this with, Rudy?"
come back to there we go. So you're not exactly the people I was looking to talk to.
Things are rough all over.
So pick me some names of high command that now are with a Banyan. I was thinking possibly like Malcolm's ex, because they in past games they have not gotten along.
Are you thinking about his ex or his sister?
Which one's his ex and which one's his sister? Maeve.
Morgana's his sister.
Morgana's his sister, and Maeve is his
ex. I have plans for Morgana. You can't have her right now.
Okay, so Maeve is, and I don't know.
Maeve and let's call it Calm.
Calm. All right. I'm looking to hear from Maeve and Calm.
They mentioned you might want that, and they said they didn't quite want to be in your reach of your horn.
Good. You tell them I'll stop blowing it when they come.
And why would you be wanting to talk to them?
It's none of you or your boss's business.
It is when you're setting up housekeeping right on his doorstep.
It's fairy business, not yours.
Oh, come on, Rudy. Bobby here. He's making a name for himself. He's moving up in the world. He's a mover and a shaker. He can make things happen.
He'll be dead, and I'll still be here.
But that's not yet. That hasn't happened yet. And right now we're all just drinking together and having fun. How about this, Rudy? And I'm totally gonna propose a horrible thing. Make everybody feel at ease. How about you give these gentlemen your horns so that Maeve and Calm can come knowing, make a peace offering. They can return it to you when they come to meet.
If they take this horn, there's only one horn left. And you don't want me blowing that.
So are you trying to shut her down?
I'm definitely trying to shut her down. Yeah.
Back her down.
Back them down. That's roll plus chutzpah. What's my chutzpah?
I don't think you have to shut her down, because her offer would only be a suggestion for you to give to them. Like if you
I'm gonna go with, it's really more of a shutting them down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's she made the put out the idea, but it's
the horn isn't going anywhere, is what you're saying.
Oh yeah.
Let's see if you blow this one again. I have plans if you do.
Okay.
You didn't blow it.
Didn't blow it. Didn't make it.
No, look, we'd never be so gauche as to take a man's means of earning his way in the world, but Maeve, Calm, they don't want to talk to you.
Then I'm going to keep blowing the horn. And if they don't want to talk to me further, I'll blow the other horn. And they'll know what that means.
These two guys obviously don't know what that means. But as you make that threat, you hear this high crystalline peal of laughter from the back of the club. there's only one person that you know that laughs like that. And the last time you heard that laugh, she was in the middle of the squad of red caps she leads, and you just saw her go down.
Wait,
Like
saw
everyone
her go
assumed
down.
she was dead. Everyone assumed she was dead.
Okay. Is this Morgana?
Yeah, Malcolm.
Okay.
And at the sound of that laugh, his head whips around.
So does mine.
Yeah.
And yeah, no matter how white Malcolm is, I'm twice as white.
He's already standing up and moving towards the back of the club, and there's a woman who looks remarkably like Malcolm, wearing a glittery blood red dress.
I'll turn to Ruth and Miracle and be like, we got to get all the mortals out of here right now. Now.
Is there a fire alarm?
What?
Is there a fire alarm?
Probably not. Somebody will have to.
I think it's somebody standing on a bucket yelling, "Fire! Get out!"
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. You said get all the mortals out now. You got a better way?
This is
what Xavier and Lou recognize Morgana.
Hold on a second.
They've already started, sort of trying to orderly shepherd people out. Then you jump up on a bucket and yell fire, and it is fucking pandemonium.
I think our biggest thing is getting Abanions guys out of here, because they're not going to, somebody might need a back them down roll for that.
Yeah.
This is a dance club, right? And it's also a speakeasy, and we're in the middle of Prohibition, and the thing you can't have is booze.
Yes.
I feel like fire is certainly motivating, but I think the popo showing up is what would usually clear a place out, right? Like that's the kind of thing that people would be very like, oh yep, they're here. So we gotta
ladies and gentlemen, the police are here. Please make an orderly move out the back.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
So well, I guess I'm thinking I guess we should look and see. I don't want to sort of I don't want to stump on what Misha's doing. So I think if that works, cool. But if O'Banion's guys are still around and they won't leave, then that's where Ruth will go.
Yeah. Okay. Cops, fire, doesn't matter. I yell one of the two.
Cops pick one.
The cops are on fire.
Cops does sound more effective than fire.
Okay, I will let you retcon that to cops. That is a much more orderly panicked exodus.
Yeah.
But O'Banion's guys are looking really reluctant to go. Yeah, Morgana's back there in the blood red sparkly dress.
Hey Miracle, why don't you get big and black and bark at them?
Fine.
Did you take quick change, artist?
I did.
What?
I did.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think, do I make you roll for that one?
Yeah, you're all tough.
All right, give me a roll. To see if you can become your doggy self quickly.
That's funny.
Otherwise, pukas need about a good 15 minutes to shift, and they need some privacy because they have to focus, unless they're really good at it.
11.
Yikes.
11? You are not really good at it.
It takes less than at least
15
5.
minutes.
Yeah.
It's going to take you a while. Are you just going to stay there? Because that actually might freak them out watching you transform. That might be the edge to get them to go. It's like all of a sudden this sweet cherubic little black girl.
She sits on a stool facing them and just slowly starts to change, smiling at them the whole time.
Ruth jumps into Bobby's lap and says, "Bobby, help me."
There, that's perfect. That's the and. Is that now Ruth is really afraid of Miracle. That's great, actually.
And the ears.
What say you, Ruth? Have you ever seen her change before?
No, never. I think I've seen
You've
her
seen
in
the dog
form.
and you've seen the girl, but you've never seen the shift between.
Exactly.
It's been known that the two are the same critter.
I think it was like a maybe suspicion, but yeah, no, definitely never seen this before, and it totally legit freaks Ruth out. I was saying that originally as like a way to like trick
it's a
him,
ruse. Oh, okay.
and like it's a ruse. But now that I think about it, it's not. It's like I think she goes white and like clearly looks. Yeah, in fact, now that I think about it, I don't even want a damsel either. She like grabs him and she's like, "I'm getting you out of here," and I'm gonna try and like physically like pull him out. Like,
we gotta go.
yeah, yeah.
Given all of the chaos and everything, and the fact that we're running out of time, I will let you do that.
Cool.
You can in fact drag him out the back of the club because we're getting short on time.
That's
and I
true.
get up at 5 a.m.
Yeah. No,
So
we should definitely wrap.
yeah, I don't think we're gonna resolve all of this tonight, but so yeah, well, yeah. Once more Lou and everybody recognized it was Morgana, they started getting people out. You guys yell cops. Everyone else starts pouring out as well, and Ruth freaks out because Miracle's changing, and it's one of those things where you intellectually know it, but until you see it,
right?
It's so really nauseating it is.
Yeah.
And so that gets Bobby out. I think the last of O'Banion's, the other of O'Banion's guys is still standing there by Rudy. Just what's the big deal? It's a dame in a dress.
Hey, Muttonhead. If you want to stay and deal with what happens, you go right ahead. But you just saw that. This is what happens. This is our world. We get weird here. You should go, but I don't care. And he goes stomping over towards Maeve, snatching his trumpet off the table.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Morgana, yeah.
Morgana, yeah. What? Oh, God. I have to try to pronounce your actual name. We're going to pronounce your name.
Rudy Fungar.
Rudy Fungar.
Messen Thromforp.
God damn it. Rudy Fungar. Okay, there we go. Rudy Fungar. I should have known you wouldn't be far from my brother's lap.
I thought you were dead.
I got better.
And your boys?
Few of them made it through.
I'm not talking about them.
Oh. They turned. They're crawling back to Titania.
I don't like that.
I don't like that either. They're dead.
I called, you came. Thanks.
So, who needs dead?
Nobody needs dead. We need to talk. We all need to talk.
Talking is so boring.
You haven't changed.
Been like this for a couple centuries now.
Maybe what we have to talk about could be interesting, though.
Yeah?
Yeah, here we are. Amongst the mortals.
Yeah?
Working for them. Scraping by. Living on the streets. Destitute, some of us.
It's not ideal.
It's not even good. It's not what we rebelled against. It's not why we came here.
We came here because we didn't have a choice.
Fine. We don't have to live like...
Are you suggesting
that we take over?
A coup, my little Law and Order?
Not against Malcolm. He's the general. This fat guy and the other guy, who cares about them? You know what? I even think we have some allies who don't like them either.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Mm. It's always easier to go to war when you have allies.
They treat the black guys worse than they treat us.
But they're mortal too.
They're not trying to boss us around.
True. I could maybe be coaxed.
You'd think the Irish would have better respect for us.
You'd think. It's very
But they
disappointing.
don't. O'Banion, he's a monster. Capone, he's a tyrant.
I'm a
Plus, he doesn't
monster.
respect us because of the Pope.
But I'm a monster.
We're the real monsters. Metaphorical monsters are always worse than real monsters.
Point.
We know what we are.
Malcolm is just like, whoa. Seriously. You're talking. You know who you're talking to.
Yeah. Your pet monster.
She's not my pet anything.
She was.
She's my sister.
She led the vanguard. I blew the trumpet. Colm held your banner.
Colm didn't answer, did he?
Yeah.
I know what you were doing.
You know he still has the flag.
You gonna try to talk him into jumping ship?
I'm going to go there tonight.
You know you wanna.
Fine.
Anybody else want to do anything? Because I'd be good with leaving there.
Yeah, that seems like a great. That's
That's a
good.
good leaving, ending
We're gonna
it
go
for
kick
now.
in the door.
This was a
take back
TV
the
episode?
flag. What?
What was that, Misha?
Said we're gonna kick in the door and take back the flag. Wait, what?
And if this was a TV show, that'd be like a great go to credits right there, you know?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's perfect. And timing wise, that is great because I know you all
Dropkick
are.
Murphys plays overhead.
Sorry about taking the ball and running with it.
I think it was
That's kind of why
great.
we make him GM all the time.
At least that way I'm supposed to be a control freak.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for playing. Anybody hanging out in chat, thanks for being with us. Anyone watching this later on, if people are interested, Nikki, where can they find out more about how development's going? Do you tweet about it? Do you have it posted?
I posted on it. I post about it periodically on geekgirlsrule.net, but I haven't really talked a lot about it.
Well, you should probably do a post about it now.
I probably should. Send me the link for this when it's up, and I'll cross post.
Absolutely, sounds great.
But yeah, most of my online presence is geekgirlsrule.net. I've been popping up on Twitter more now that G Plus is going away. Which makes me sad because that's actually where I did the most talking about it.
Yeah.
It'd be rough trying to converse about like nascent games now.
Dude, it is. We haven't all settled on a place is the problem.
Yeah, there's no.
It'll happen.
I don't think it's gonna happen until it goes away. It's I just don't. I think it's one of those things where you need to feel the pain.
Hanging on to the bitter end.
Yeah, and then once the pain is there, we'll all just have to.
Well, I've noticed that the trickle has been into Plus Pora has been expanding.
There's been an awful lot more game conversation on Twitter lately too.
Yeah.
I've noticed that.
I am not willing to go to Facebook.
No.
I just wind up fighting with people's relatives on Facebook. It's frequently my own, but
So,
also other people's.
Geekgirlsrule.net. I mean, let's pimp our shit a little.
Yeah, geekgirlsrule.net is where mostly I blog, and I will do a post about this.
And she has a Patreon or two too.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, you should pimp those.
There's a Geek Girls Rule Patreon. where in addition to posts, there's actually once a month I have a video series called Mickey Counts Down, where I talk about 5 things I either like or don't like. And I also have a Patreon for my fiction, which I just started posting edit 2 of the second book in a series. You can always go back if you subscribe and read the entirety of the first book, second draft, which I just finished on there. And I'm currently in the middle of editing second or third editing pass of the first book.
What's the book about, Mickey?
It's about, God damn it, I hate you so much. Why am I married to you? It's about so you know how in like Dresden and Harry Potter there's all these magical items just laying around?
Yeah.
How do you move those around?
I don't know.
You need a
How do
magical
you?
shipping company.
Nice.
The working title for it was Fed Hex. I didn't want to get my butt suit off though.
Yeah, that's
so it is currently United Hexpress shipping.
nice.
And so far we've got
the love story.
There is a love story. It's not central, but it does actually happen.
It's great.
Honestly, it started out because a friend of mine told me to write a piece of microfiction every 3 days and then expand something. And that one I just like got a wild hair in my ass about magical artifacts and how they got moved. Nice. And so our housemate Marty was re-listening to the Dresden books, and he listens on the Sonos, which means we all listen to the Dresden books. And I'm like, where do they keep finding this shit? I'm like, obviously there's a magical shipping service.
I mean, people spend a lot of effort keeping those magical artifacts safe and secure when they're not on the move. Just think about how hard it is to keep them safe and secure when they're in a truck.
Exactly.
Yeah, I love it.
You know, and there's little touches like the family of pixies who decided that the best way to travel was just to ship themselves places in boxes marked fragile live cargo.
Well, it makes sense. I mean, if you're the size of a Barbie doll, you can fit like 20 of you in a reasonable sized box. You can probably fit comfy furniture in there and stuff.
Oh, exactly. Yeah, totally.
The fully Barbie house in a big box.
Yeah, there is a link. There is a link.
Why do I smell cookies?
I don't know. Yeah, why do you smell cookies? There is a link
coming from the box
to the fiction Patreon at the bottom of almost all of my Geek Girls Roll posts, but the Patreon for the fiction is called "Nothing Nice Comes Out of My Head."
Awesome.
Which is something Ogre frequently says about my fiction. Because as some friends who had us playtest a game the other night found out, if there is a way I can make it icky, I'm making it icky.
Yeah.
So.
Which means you're an awesome Monster Hearts GM.
Yeah. I don't know. I think I might run the Weimar Berlin Monster Hearts again.
It's good times.
Fun.
So.
Yeah.
Anybody else got anything they need to pimp?
Yeah. Yeah, Misha.
Misha, you have anything you wanna share?
We're still working on a rune. It should hopefully maybe be out next month. Hopefully fingers crossed. All sorts of digits and stuff. That's about it. BlackRootWorks.com. I might start a Patreon so that I get in on the founder pricing before the new stuff kicked in. We'll see.
Nice. Well, if you want to find out about a rune, there's more information over at newagendapublishing.com, which I just put that link in there as well. And
the art Sean posted at the beginning of this is by Sandy Jacobson Toll, who is a fantastic artist and has done like 3 or 4 different pieces for the game.
Yeah, you've seen 2 of them. One you're looking at right now, which is the dwarf singer, and then we had some red caps on the waiting page. Good times.
Awesome.
Yeah, cool. Well, you can find me back here later days at Actual Play. And this is so much fun, all of you. Thank you so much for staying up late and playing. And
Wait, you're all on the West
Thank you
Coast.
for
This
having
isn't even
us.
late.
Late for you? No,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
what I'm saying. Thank you for
Oh,
staying
okay.
up late. Thank you
Misha's
for
on the
staying
East
up late
Coast.
to play with me. Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
Misha's also self-employed, so.
Yes,
That helps.
that does. All right.
I'm
Good
a
night,
house
all.
husband. I'm going to band practice later. So.
Bye.